It's been fantastic. I mean, the training is amazing, and you're always encouraged to take the time for the training as well. The staff have been really supportive, both where I work and all over the trust.
LPT is a really good place to work, and that you're supported all the way through.
It's been really good. I found like the training was really good when I started. Actually, I'd kind of been booked onto some of the training and my manager booked me on before I started in my role, and then they were really encouraging to kind of and gave me that time to go on all the training opportunities available.
It's been an amazing experience for me. Newly qualified, it's been exactly the pace that I was hoping it'd be, and it's gradually increased in the way that I wanted it to. So when I started, I was really nervous, but that went away really quickly. And I think if anyone was to apply for roles, I think if they were feeling like I was, and I think most newly qualifieds are, LPT is a great place to be.
I've learnt a lot, and I think I've become a lot more confident as well. When I first started in LPT, obviously I was thinking, oh gosh, like this is my first physio job and it's all a bit crazy. But actually, looking back from when I started and from where I am now, I've learnt so much. And to be honest, not just physiotherapy, I've learnt lots about occupational therapy and also what the nurses do as well in the team. So I've got a broader sort of knowledge of other members of the multidisciplinary team as well.
I think it's just a very supportive environment and trust to work with.
I think it was the broad variety of the rotations really that attracted me, and as well a lot of the experience that I got at uni whilst I was out on placements married up quite nicely with the rotations that were on offer at LPT. So I think definitely the range of rotations that they had and kind of the variety of being in kind of outpatients departments on an inpatient setting in community hospitals, and also going out in the community as well, kind of getting that broad range to get those different experiences and draw upon different skills was definitely one thing that drew me to LPT.
The reason why I came here to start with is obviously I think the trust values. I really liked obviously the compassion. Obviously they've got really good team working as well. A lot of support. I think they're the main reasons why I wanted to come to LPT. And I felt that I would get the support that I needed, sort of just qualifying from university. So, and I did feel that when I started, I was well supported.
At the time I was working for a council, and I was missing the continued interaction with service users, so I decided to look for a job in mental health. I started looking around various different trusts, and I knew that Leicestershire Partnership Trust had a good reputation for staff training, but also supporting their staff as well.
So I'd heard before I come about the training was good, and I wanted a kind of community position, and I was interested in working in older adult mental health, and that kind of side really interested me, and kind of working with people that have got obviously physical health conditions but mental health conditions as well.
I felt I was kind of like gradually brought into the team, welcomed into the team really well. Never kind of felt like an outsider from day one at all. And my caseload just slowly started to build from that starting point. So I didn't go in day one with a full caseload of patients and just kind of left to it. I was gently kind of weaned in to have a couple of patients, a lot of supervision time as well, a lot of training to make sure I was at a stage where I was comfortable and confident, but also competent in what I was doing.
It's been really good. So when I started, I had quite a lot of support from the senior physiotherapist. I was a bit worried that they might sort of chuck me in the deep end a bit, but actually they were really supportive. I sort of observed the physio for a couple of weeks first, and then they I sort of gently went into it like that.
Once I got there, the whole team was so helpful and really inviting, and they were really aware of my strengths and weaknesses, and they helped me to feel more autonomous in that role, and they didn't ever make me feel silly for asking questions. There was never a silly question. It was always really encouraging. So, and that's been constant throughout.
I've got a really good team that I work with, and all of the support that I receive has been great. We have weekly in-service training, which I really like the aspect of in terms of developing my continuous professional development too.
Really supportive staff, especially when you begin. I was encouraged to settle into my role slowly because it was a change of pace for me. And staff are very approachable, I found.
Speaking to some of my other friends from university, I've had a good support network compared to maybe some other people, which has been really helpful kind of starting out in that first post.
I felt as though I was progressed at the right time, so I wasn't kind of getting complacent and finding things too easy. I felt as though it moved quite nicely and flowed quite nicely through, rather than being static and kind of not being pushed on when I felt ready.
It's a big learning curve, but no, it's been a good kind of experience so far, and it's just been, yes, lots to learn, and the trust has been really good. Like, I have a lot of good peer support, like preceptorship since I started, and also kind of band 5 support within my team as well, and good support from like managers and colleagues. Wealth of kind of knowledge to learn from as well.
Now I'm sort of given a bit more responsibility, obviously seeing a lot more sort of new patients, a few more sort of complex patients as well. But obviously if I'm not too sure about something, I've always got the senior physiotherapist to go and have a chat to, so I'm never sort of on my own.
We have kind of monthly meetings as part of the preceptorship where you can come together with other newly qualified band 5s. We have a bit of a kind of training session to start with, talking about different topics, but then it's nice to have that peer support as well, because in a lot of the posts that we're in, there's not many band 5s working in the posts. I know where I am at the minute, there's only one other band 5, so it's nice to kind of come away from your normal working environment and your base to meet up and have that chance to catch up and find out how other people are getting on, and just share your experiences.
The preceptorship has really helped me, even though I did start slightly later than others, but it has helped me to either transition from a student to being a newly qualified physiotherapist, and it's helped me to develop into an autonomous practitioner as well, seeing as I've been here more than a year and a bit longer than the other preceptees. So it has helped me to give them more advice, and because they were newly qualified, so it was really nice to just give them a little bit of an experience as to me being 6 months qualified more than them, and as to how it's helped me in transition from being a student to a qualified physiotherapist.
I think the preceptorship scheme's really helpful as well, because we all sit in one room, all the newly qualified band 5s, and we can see how we all share the same sort of things that we find difficult, things that we're enjoying, and it's really nice to see that across the board. So
You've got your mandatory training,
mm-hmm.
And it's very good the way it's presented, and the way you can access the ULearn and make sure it's all ticked off and everything. But also you are encouraged, if any other training is relevant, to take the time to do that. So there's lots of things that I've done as extra. I'll give you an example. Suicide awareness in older adults and mental health. So that was a very interesting piece of training. And you're just encouraged by your managers all the time. Yes, do that. Yes, do that. Yeah, it's been really good.
For a newly qualified, it's really good to have those experiences and to be able to have like a contrasting variety of experiences, and it just helps you to become more well-rounded.
It would be thoroughly good for them to apply for LPT. One reason is you get good support from the team as well as from the multidisciplinary team. The preceptorship has really helped me because I do not have the chance to work with multidisciplinary team in my in the base that I am currently at. So having the preceptorship has helped me to liaise with occupational therapists and other physiotherapists from different areas, which has broadened my knowledge in terms of the different sessions that we have.
Definitely consider Leicestershire Partnership Trust. I mean, the preceptorship programme's really good. I've been on it now for 6 months, and again they give you lots of support as well. You've got the sessions that you have sort of in the group, so also talking to other members of you know, the physiotherapists, the new Band 5 physios, the occupational therapists. It's nice to sort of share experiences with them.
I am very much enjoying the job. It's definitely the right choice.
I'd say Leicestershire Partnership Trust is a really good place to start. The training's a really good opportunity and really good level of standard, and the peer support that I've received through preceptorship and other Band 5 support has been a really good, I suppose, structure and support for me starting in that role as a Band 5.
So when people come into our services, they have a really good, robust trust induction, but they also have a really good local induction. And we now provide the therapy-specific preceptorship program. So it's up to 1 year of you being a new grad, where you get additional support to actually achieve objectives, for you to be able to achieve what you're needing to do clinically with your patients. We run it as a 6-month program, but you can take as long as you require, and then you also have a mentor that supports you locally on site to work through those. And once a month, you're able to come to a formalised preceptor session with the OT professional lead and the physio professional lead.
So for those people who've finished today, we've got some certificates for you. All right, so Vicky, and then Emma, Nikki, and Obadiah.